Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and staying, most importantly, staying safe. I'm so sorry for the delay. There was some technical issue from my end. I couldn't switch on my videos. I was just fixing it. Yeah. So welcome to our second webinar titled "Best Practices to Run Your Facility Amidst COVID-19." My name is Karthike. I am a marketing associate at Omnify, and I will be hosting this webinar today. Co-hosting this webinar with me is Moinak Mukherjee, Business Development Manager at Omnify. We'll meet him in a minute. We also have our entire Omnify family behind the scenes. So if you have any questions, any queries, feel free to write it down and we'll pick it up as soon as we can. Well, before jumping into the agenda for today, I would like to introduce Omnify to you. Omnify is a one-stop solution for amenity reservation, member management, service e-commerce, streamlining all aspects of business operations with technology and automation. We work across different various industries such as property management, recreation, sports, fitness, education, and many more. Well, as a matter of fact, by September 2020, when more than 87% of fitness clubs across US had reopened, 60% of the members didn't return to the gyms, while 20% had stopped exercising at all. On the contrary, in 2020, we'll help over 1 million people enjoy the summer safely amidst the pandemic by enabling over 1,000 properties and facilities to reopen safely. Uh, in that note, let me ask you a question. What are the some challenges that you are facing while reopening your facilities in this new normal? You can pick out the options in the poll that you can see on the screen. Or if there's any other challenge that you face in general, you can type it out in the chat. Well, oh wow, social distancing, managing capacity, queue management, sanitization. Well, after going through the challenges, I can confidently say that we have got you covered. So, without wasting your time, I'll go through the agenda for the meeting, for the webinar. How to limit capacity, how to track check-ins, and how to ensure fair and equal usage of your facility, and how to manage memberships. Without further ado, I would like to call Moinak to talk about the best practices that you can adopt this summer while reopening a facility for your communities. Over to you, Moinak.
Hey, Karthike, thank you for that introduction. So just give me 1 second and I'll share my screen and I'll talk about some important stuff. So how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a great time so far. I'm going to talk about a lot of things that Omnify has to offer and a lot of practices, best practices that you can adapt to ensure that your facilities are open in time and your members have the best time of their life even during this pandemic. So as Karthike mentioned, this is the 4-point agenda that we are going to talk about. So before I start off with something, let me go ahead and ask you a question. And also to give you an idea, most of this webinar is going to be fairly interactive, since I would love to understand what you guys are thinking, and based on that, I can direct my webinar. So the question is, what are these facilities that you guys manage? Could be amenities, could be other recreation facilities. So would be great to get a sense of that. Okay, so you can see the result on your screen. Most of you guys manage pools, and we've already helped a lot of pools. I think Karthike mentioned probably over 5,000 pools across last year to open up amidst the peak of pandemic. I'm sure, and we apart from doing all of that, we also work with a lot of other amenities. Could be rec centers, community halls, fitness centers, and even tennis courts and spas, etc. So to go ahead, I would love to know another question, answer to another question, which is a simple yes or no answer, which is how many of you were actually able to open the facilities last year? Yes or no in the chat would help me understand. So yeah, I see quite a few people who are able to open, while there still are a few people who are not able to open. So what I'm going to talk about today is majorly the challenges that you might have faced or how to resolve those challenges using a software. So if you manage a facility and you have been struggling to limit capacity within, definitely that would have been one of the biggest challenges to open these pools, because last year most of it was on pen and paper until people adapted to a software. So this webinar is going to be a game changer going ahead. Let's say you actually solve the problem of limiting capacity, but what happens to the long queues outside? You've limited capacity, people have booked their preferred time slot. Now they have showed up in a long queue. How do you check them in? You need to keep a track of who's actually coming in and who's not, right? So to ensure all of that, I'll move to one of our first questions or one of our first problems that we are going to solve. So over the period of last 1.5 years, I've actually spoken to several community managers who were unsure if they're ever going back to the normal, or there were few who actually adapted to the new normal, as we say. In both cases, the real challenge was around the SOPs. If your state has issued a mandate around how many attendees you can have inside a facility within a given time block, etc., also ensuring social distancing while doing so. So limiting capacity is definitely the first way and the only way to go about it. And I'm sure using pen and paper is one of the solutions that you thought of in the first instinct. However, I've interacted with several people who went down that route, used pen and paper, and trust me, it was a hassle. People were managing several facilities, or even if they were managing a single facility, they were getting calls throughout the day. They were on their phones at all time. And that is where I feel that using a software would have just helped them go autopilot into this. And if you let everything automate, you have time to do other things, other more relevant and important things. So what I'm going to show you is how you can manage the capacity, how you can limit capacity using Omnify. I hope everyone can still see my screen. So this is essentially how the Omnify service store looks like. And within the service store, every business actually gets their own URL. And this is the URL that your residents or members would be using to go ahead and book their time slots. So if you see, I have a schedule in front of me with multiple amenities. There's a tennis court, there's a rec center, there's a pool, and then there's a community center as well. Each of them has their own time slots. So this tennis court is 1 hour long slot throughout the day. Rec centers are 3 hour long. The pool is 1.5 hour long, and there's a community center for 2 hour long slots. And this is all open throughout the day with different capacities. So tennis court can accommodate 4 people within a time block. While if you see, the community center can take 20 people, the pool can take 50, and the rec center can take 50 people. This is essentially how your schedule could look like. And this is what your residents can just go in and select and book into slots. So I'm also going to show you a typical booking flow. So let's say I am a resident and I want to make a reservation into the rec center slot between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. So all I need to do is just go on here, click on reserve. Once I click on reserve, it will show me 7 days of a booking window. So a booking window is nothing but how many days prior do you want to open the slots for reservation. And I have set a 7-day window because we are talking about best practices. And this is one of the best practices that I realized while talking to a lot of communities. So 7 days can be said. You can set a 1-day window, 2-day window, whatever you want to customize it to. I want to book for Friday. There are 50 spots available at this point. In case people were already booked into slots, you would see the number go down dynamically. So I'm just going to select the slot of my preference. Also, interestingly, in a lot of these slots, you would want to take your friends or your family. So in case you want to do that, I'll just select family here and proceed. This is where I can just select my family members and add them to the reservation. So I want to go to this recreation center with Moina Jr. and Cindy Hawkins here. So I'll just add them to this reservation and move to the next step. This is something that would have been very vital last year. I'm sure a lot of you who opened your facilities used a pen and paper to keep a track of this. You don't need to do that anymore. You can use the same system for all of this. This is basically a pre-COVID declaration form. As an admin, you have an option to make this a mandatory field for all the members who are booking into any time slot. In case you don't want this to be a mandatory field, you can leave this out as well. So I am going to fill this up, and this data is also stored in the system, so you can keep a track of this data at any point. I just move to the next step now that I've filled it up, which is a liability waiver. Again, an extremely essential thing that you need to have in the booking flow. You would probably ask them to sign a paper liability waiver. So instead of that, you can just incorporate that in the same booking flow. This waiver is absolutely customizable, and you can actually change the wordings of this waiver as well. And as a member, every time I make a reservation, I need to accept this waiver. In terms of reviewing my reservation, I'm basically booking for 3 attendees between the 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. slot. And I have agreed the waiver. So I can just go on and click on confirm booking. Once I click on confirm booking, that's it. That's it that your member has to do. And it's so seamless and easy. And how much of an effort did you have to put into this? Nothing. You just share the link with your residents and they can go ahead and book into something of their choice. Also, for a resident, they can actually add this reservation to their calendar as well. So if they want to be notified before a slot. Uh, Also, every resident has a resident profile where they can see the list of their upcoming slots, could be any facility that they book inside. There's a pool slot upcoming, there's a recreation slot as well. In addition to all of this, how does this all look from an admin's point of view? If you were an admin and if you want to see that, okay, how does the schedule look like for today? All you need to do is go into a calendar view from the dashboard. And within the calendar view, you can see the entire week schedule as well as a daily view. So I can see my entire week schedule. It's color coded. Every facility has a different color. This is a weekly view. Now, if I want to move to a daily view, I can move to a daily view as well. Let's say I want to see how does tomorrow's slot look like. And in there, I want to see the recreation center slot. So I can just click on that and I can see the list of attendees who are signed up for the recreation center slot. You have an option to check them in here, but I'm going to talk about check-ins in detail in the next bit. So this was our solution to your first problem, which is how do you limit capacity? If you look at this gentleman here, he is enjoying his cup of coffee in the middle of the day. He does not need to worry about how do I set up a schedule on the paper. So you could be this person. You could be chilling right now instead of managing everything on your own. I understand that you have a lot of other important things to do on a daily basis, but yeah, this is Omnify's solution to limit capacity. Yes. So the next problem that I want to cover is how do you track check-ins? Before I move on to this one, would love to get a sense on the chat. Does the first solution solve your problems regarding limiting capacity? You know the drill. A simple yes or no helps me proceed and helps me analyze what I'm doing. So let's move to our second problem. I can see that uh, a lot of people do think that this is going to be helpful. So that's great. I'm sure most of it is going to be super helpful for you. But let's move to the next problem, which is how do you track check-ins? So you would want to avoid the pool of people who are waiting outside your facility and they've already booked a time slot, but they are waiting to get inside the facility. How do you tackle this problem? How do you mark check-ins? So some of the communities actually have a dedicated pool monitor or a front desk staff who like manually checks in each person once they enter. They would be checking in a family, they would be taking temperature checks, etc., etc. You could definitely do that using Omnify. In addition to that, wouldn't your life be simpler if you had a contactless check-in flow where you don't have to be manually present there? Your attendees, your members can just go in, scan a QR code, and mark check-ins themselves. They don't need a device. They just need their own mobile phone. They don't need a separate device or a separate app for that. They can use their mobile phones and do the same. This is going to solve a lot of problems. And I'm sure if you have a long queue like this is going to just increase the hazards of the pandemic. And you don't want that. To solve this issue, I am going to show how the check-ins flow works with Omnify. So you have a dedicated check-ins dashboard where if you see, you can see all the slots and all the attendees who are listed for each of the time slots. You have an option to filter by the service. So you can filter by the facility. Let's say you want to check the check-ins for just the pool or just the recreation center or just the tennis court. You can just filter it by that. I want to manage check-ins for the recreation center slot and this particular slot. So I'll just go into that, and the booking that I made earlier is for tomorrow. So I'm going to go to that booking. For someone who, let's say this is a booking, this is a check-in flow that your front desk staff or a pool monitor would have. Whenever your residents are entering the amenity, or your members are entering the amenity, your front desk staff just matches the name. Okay, so Moinak Junior is entering the amenity. I'll just go on and click on check-in. So you can mark check-in with the timestamp here. Now, to make this simpler, we have a QR check-in flow, as I mentioned. With QR check-in, what you can see is you can see the slot that you are booked for today. I have already, this is the result of scanning a QR code. So I am booked for the pool slot 10 to 11:30 for today, and there are 3 attendees who has booked the slot. I'll just go in there. I can see that, okay, so Moinak Mukherjee has entered the pool. So once I am in the pool, I can just click on the check-in on my phone, and my check-in would be marked automatically. So this is something that your front desk staff do not have to do. Your attendees or your members can do this themselves. So this is how we are solving the check-ins issue. And this was our problem number 2. Now, the third problem that I'm going to talk about is how do you ensure that the usage inside your amenities or usage with the system is equal and fair. So with equal and fair, so basically in May 2020, we ran a stat. What we saw is over 30% of the slots inside facilities were booked by the same set of people again and again. What this did is this basically resulted into a lot of angry members who were not getting their desired time slot. So I'm sure a lot of you must have faced this issue if you opened your pool slots or if you opened your rec center slots or any slots last year. How many of you did face this issue actually? Again, yes or no, you know the drill. So you don't want to, you probably don't want to deal with angry members, do you? So I know, I understand your situation, and that's why we've got you covered. Don't worry about that. So you can see this image, and this is something that you guys went through last year. All of us went through this last year. People were holding our toilet papers, and this is the exact opposite of equal and fair. So this is what we wanted to resolve, but for your facility slots. So to do that, we have proper booking restrictions where you can define access. So you can define how many slots can a member book on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis. And you can say that, okay, so I want an entire household to book a maximum of 7 slots in a week. So you can just set this up to 7 slots per week for the entire household. This is how you can regulate that, okay, someone does not overbook or someone does not book all the slots that are there for the season or for the summer. And this is basically how we manage equal and fair usage inside your amenities. And obviously this image is from the last year. Let's try to change this. Let's try to have a different image where everyone gets their desired time slot. Now that brings me to the last problem that I'm going to discuss today, which is how do you manage your memberships or how do you manage members? So if you are any rec center or if you are an HOA, for example, you would have members, and you would definitely not want non-members to be booking into any of the time slots, or in case you have different tiers of membership, you would want to manage that, you would want to regulate that. Also, just a quick sense, I'm sure there would be a lot of people and there would be different ideas where some of you would want to allow people or your members to bring in guests while some would not. We actually have an option where you can create a daily pass, which is specifically made for this use case, a daily pass or daily membership card. And to show you how membership bit works with Omnify, let me just go back to my screen again. And so we have a separate membership dashboard as well. So within the membership dashboard, you can basically define access by membership. You can enable members only booking. So with members only booking, what we ensure is whoever is a member with you, they can use the URL and make a reservation themselves. While if let's say I am a non-member and my friend is a member, my friend has shared his URL with me, I cannot go in there and make a reservation being a non-member. And that is what the system automatically ensures, that a non-member cannot book into a slot if you enable members only reservation. We also have an option where you can define benefits specific to membership. So let's say you are a gym and you have two sorts of membership, where there's a gold membership and there's a platinum membership. Gold membership gives you access to a certain section of the gym, while the platinum membership gives you access to the entire gym area. So that is something you can again regulate with the member benefit. You can have different tiers of membership. Also, another use case, let's say you are an HOA and you have some house owners while you have some tenants. So in that case, you can have separate memberships for tenants and separate membership for house owners. So with this, you can keep a track of who's a tenant and who's not a homeowner. At the end of the day, these reports matter a lot. So that's basically how you can manage memberships and what you can do with memberships on at Omnify. And yes, you get a membership and you also get a membership. Everyone gets a membership, and that's something that you can do. And that's how members only access works, just to explain the memes, as you would say. Now, I actually have covered 4 problems which are very valid and relevant according to me and according to a lot of you based on your answers today. These problems, just to recap, are how you can limit capacity, how you can track check-ins, how you ensure fair and equal usage, and how do you manage membership. Now, for the next bit of the demo, I'm sure Karthikeya is anxious to talk about more features or more data points that Omnify has to offer. So over to you, Karthikeya, you can take this up.
Thank you, Moinag. I hope Moinag helped you all with all of your worries and you're all set to open your facilities safely. This, in fact, is our vision. Every member of the community is able to enjoy sports, recreation, and pool time this summer in the safest way possible. Wow, I see the chat flooding with questions. Without wasting any time, let me help you find answers to some of those questions. Uh, okay, yeah. Mona, can you show us how to print or check in people by person?
Yeah, sure. So there are a couple of ways. So I showed you the check-ins flow today. It's a similar flow. If you want a printed data or if you want a printed list of people who are supposed to come in per time slot, you can actually do that from the calendar view here. You can go ahead and export the list of people who signed up for each of the time slots, could be facility specific. And you can do that from export attendees here if you see where my mouse is. Now, check-ins flow, you can do it either from the calendar view here or from the check-ins portal that I showed you, or you can go ahead with the self check-in portal, which can be done using your mobile phone and a QR code. That can be printed from settings here. So you have an option to print QR code and you can just paste this at the front desk. I hope that answers your question.
Great. How can we add people to waitlists?
Waitlist is an automated process. So how waitlist works is whenever, let's say I am making a reservation, I am at this reservation page here. So if let's say a slot is full, if these slots that you see, this is 4 out of 4 available, right? In case all the 4 slots are taken and I want to book into that slot, what I'll see is 0 out of 4 available. And instead of the button reserve, I'll see a button called add to waitlist. So I can add myself to a waitlist for this particular slot here. Now, whenever there's a vacancy, someone cancels from this slot, I will be sent a waitlist email, which is automated from the system. And this waitlist email essentially contains, hey, you are trying to book into one of your favorite time slots and it's available now. So here's a link. You can go ahead and make a reservation. So the link would redirect me to make a booking for this slot. Everyone on the waitlist, they receive the same email at the same time. And it's whoever books first from the waitlist, they get the slot. So it's a first come, first serve basis, and we don't have a priority order around it.
Moving on to the next question. Do you guys provide any app to scan the QR or is it just the scanner that comes with the phone?
Yeah, it's you can use your, so we don't want to complicate things. And that is why we feel that we're trying to make a difference. It does not have to be complicated. Technology is simple. Technology is supposed to make your life easy. That's why your check-ins can be done just using the normal mobile phone camera. You can just use your cameras. If you take it through a QR code, it will scan it automatically. So you don't need an app or a scanner, separate scanner for this.
Moving on to the next question. Is the waitlist button automatic or does the admin have to add that?
It's automatic. So as I mentioned, the waitlist button would automatically, the reserve button would automatically change into waitlist once all the slots are occupied.
Is it possible to use the QR code check-in and not require reservations?
So we are working on that feature. So that's a general check-in feature where I'm sure a lot of your facilities would not require reservation, or even looking at the future, once you do not need limited capacity, but you still want to know who's coming in at what time. So to looking at all of that, we are actually already start working on this feature where you can just use the check-in, QR check-in or normal check-in, whatever you want to use. And that would just mark the timestamp of when you are entering the facility. You don't need to make a reservation for that. That is something that I have an idea that would come up in the next couple of months or maybe a quarter.
Can we give discounts as per the membership taken by the clients?
Karthika, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Can we give discounts as per the memberships taken by the clients?
Yes. So talking about discounts, so Karthike's question is if we can take discounts based on the membership that the client is on. That's why member benefit is vital. You can define discounts based on the membership. Okay, so let's say again, taking the same example that I took earlier, you have a gold membership for a gym and you have a platinum membership for a gym. So in that case, the gold membership, you want that the person who has a gold membership, if they book into a gym slot, they should pay $10 per slot. While if a person who has platinum membership, he does not need to pay anything for the slot. That is something you can set. You can set discounts based on the membership, and that is something that will automatically apply based on my tier of membership.
Does the QR check-in in the entire reservation group or individually required?
So your question is if the QR check-in need reservation. So currently, yes. If you don't have a reservation, you won't be able to check in. So you are checking in for a time slot right now that you've already booked. But as I mentioned earlier, with the general check-in flow, you won't need a reservation. It would just be a facility check-in kind of thing.
Can we cancel the entire reservation instead of individuals?
So yes. So your question is if we can cancel the entire reservation for all the members, all the family members, or do we have to go one by one for each family member? So yes, you have an option to cancel for all the family members using just one button, and this could be done from both ways, from the admin side and from the resident side or a member side.
That sums up our Q&A session. If you want to know more about our platform in depth, you can go ahead and book a personalized demo with our product specialist using the link in the chat or the QR code in the next slide. Also, your feedback is very important to us. Feel free to tell us how we did, any improvement, suggestions, more topics that we can cover for you.
Karthika, I think there's an issue with your mic, so let me just take it here. So as I think Karthik, what he's trying to say is your feedback is definitely very important for us. There will be two links that would be circulated in the chat by some of our team members. These links would be number one, if you want more information or want a personalized demo where one of our product specialists is going to take you through the entire platform, then feel free to set up a demo with us and we'll help you out. We'll help you with your setup, we'll help you with your onboarding, etc. Also, there would be another link that would be circulated, which would be a feedback form, and that actually helps us improve. So we did a webinar last week, which was the first webinar that we did for this series. We got a few feedbacks on what things we should incorporate in the second webinar, and that's why this webinar is around the facilities that you manage and the amenities that you manage. So your feedback is again going to be super important. We are going to do a lot of these webinars going ahead. And we would love to see you guys come back for each of these because they're going to cover different topics for all of this. Also, to know more, you can scan this QR code on your screen. I'm going to keep this live for a couple of minutes so that everyone has an opportunity to scan the QR code. You'll get more details around Omnify, more details around best practices, and you can again speak to one of our product specialists directly scanning the QR code here. Are there any other questions in the chat, Karthike or Ashrit, anyone?
I think we're good, Moinak. We've answered all the questions that were there.
That's great. So if you guys have any other question going ahead, you know, when you go on the Omnify website, again, you'll find the link there. On the Omnify website, we have an option where we have a live 24/7 chat where our customer success team is always active. You can just drop in, say hi, and we'd love to chat with you. So that does bring us to the end of our second webinar, which is the best practices that you could adapt to in order to open multiple facilities or amenities at your location. We'll come up with another webinar very soon, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us today, and I hope you took something important and informative out of this. Would love to see you guys back for the next webinar.